What's up, everybody? Master Reactor here, and today I have a crazy ass replay. Game 3, he potted me twice, duoed me twice, and graceful charityed me twice, and I still beat him. Some fucking how. Have no clue how it happened, but that is a spoiler alert on what happened. First of all, we will go to the rankings and see what place I'm in. I am in 7th, so doing pretty good here, even though I was at 1350 earlier today. So I'm down 7 points still, but it's just amazing that I came back. This is the deck that I'm playing right here. It was a mirror match. We were pretty much on the same deck, but he was on Regeki Breaks, and I'm on the Wing Blast. So this is the brew right here we got, if anybody wants to cookie cutter real quick, but it's just crazy. I cannot believe that. And then game 1, he card destruction me, and I had Pot and Graceful in my hand. So it was real depressing. And then game 2, I got his ass back, and I just said, fuck it, and card destruction him turn 1. Went neg on the card destruction. But we're going to get into all that on this replay right here and show what actually happened here. It is just crazy that I actually came back. I'm just still shocked about it. Big woo factor right here, like crazy. But let's check it out and see what exactly happened. How it went down. Let me go ahead and charge this laptop. And I'm playing against Awesome Days. It was an awesome day. And as you can tell, it's a lot of greens over here. Did lose to Michael Myers, like I said in my live stream. He 2-0'd my ass real quick, but it's all good. Because I've won 5 in a row since I lost to him. So a lot of greens over here. Green City, a couple losses is what it is. Can't do nothing about it. So we're going to get right into it and see what happened. Here we go. I throw scissors. He throws scissors. I throw paper. So he got the rock, paper, scissors. Not ideal. Real upset about that. He opens Kaiku, Card Destruction, Thunder Dragon, Chaos Sword, Tribe, and Mirror Force. He discards the Thunder Dragon and gets 2 more. I've got double Wing Blast, Pot, Graceful, and Solemn. So when he discards his Thunder Dragon, I'm saying just please no duo. No duo. But it's worse than duo, it's card destruction. So I'm just like, what the fuck? I say ouch, because that shit hurt. He draws Double Fade, BLS, Torrential, MST, and Spy. So I have to discard my whole hand here. I draw Jar of Greed, Sangin, Torrential, Chaos Sword, and Tribe. He sets Faith, sets Torrential, and sets MST and passes. I draw into Solemn Judgment. So I really don't have much to do here. I have to literally just... I set Solemn, set Jar of Greed, set Torrential, and pass. He in-phase MSTs me and hits my Torrential, which sucks. And he draws Spy for turn, which is pretty nice for me. If he's on 2, but he might be on 3. So this man's just gonna go right for it. Not flip the Fate first because he says my Torrential's gone. Probably should have just Solemn Judgment right here. But I didn't, so it was definitely a huge misplay here. I should have just Solemned it. It would have actually went off too, so definitely should have did that, but I did not. So then he flips Faith up. And he gets Card Destruction again. The reason why I didn't Solemn is because I had Tribe, and I was just trying to go for value and get him with the Tribe play. And then he draws Pot of Greed, Dust Shoot, and Snatch. So this game is just a wrap. He's going to Pot of Greed me here. He's going to Trap Dust Shoot me when I go to 4. It is just curtains. So when he plays Pot of Greed, I just scoop it up. I don't even wait. So he got game 1 real quick, real depressed. I was upset. I was like, oh man, this dude's going to get me. I'm fucked. But we're on to game 2 now. Game 2, I think I boarded in 1 Kaiku and 1 Mind Control, I want to say. So game 2, I open Wing Blast, Faith, Card Destruction, Tsukiyomi, Breaker, and Knock. And he's got Duo, Night Assailant, Deco, Regeki Break, and Thunder Dragon. And I just say, screw it. He did it to me, I'm going to do it to him. But I'm going to go neg here like crazy. But I think I can outplay him, and let's see what happens. So I'm confident in my game. So I decided to just neg 1 myself and card D. I draw Chaos Sword, Upstart, Mind Control, Jar of Greed, and Graceful. He has a Night Assailant, so he gets his Deco back. So he's got Deco, Ring, Chaos Sword, Fate, Spy, and Heavy. I Upstart into Sinister, and then I Graceful Charity into Thunder Dragon, Sanguine, and Pot of Greed. I discard Sinister, and I discard Jar of Greed. Then I discard Thunder Dragon, so trying to get some of my plus back here. I fire the Pot of Greed into Deco and Jar of Greed. So I set the Jar of Greed, set Sanguine, and just pass. He draws into Regeki Break. So he does have a lot of good shit. He has a whole decent hand here. But let's see what happens. See what he decides to do here. He decides to set Spy and set Heavy and just pass. I end phase Jar of Greed and draw into Mirror Force. And then I draw into Torrential. And I get my Sinister back. So I got a lot of cards here. 8 cards in hand. Pretty okay. I decide just to Mind Control. It's a Spy. I'm not running Spy in this deck, so I do get punished here. But at least I don't let his Spy go off, so that's real good. So I flip the Spy, and I decide to set Sinister and set Torrential and pass. He draws into Sinister, which sucks. He sets Sinister and passes. I draw Heavy Storm. I decide to flip Sanguine and just go for the Torrential here, because I'm thinking that is Deco, but he outplays me and sets Sinister. So that really sucks, but I grab my Faith back. And I decide just to set the Faith and set Mirror Force and pass. He draws into Kaiku. So how I come back from this game, I have no clue. He gets Sinister back. He fires the Heavy, gets my Mirror Force. Then he sets Regeki Break. And sets Ring. And sets Kaiku as a bluff and passes. I draw into Chaos Sword. He instantly fires the Regeki Break and pops my Faith, so that sucks. But I grab my Sinister back, and I decide to set Heavy and set Deco and pass. He draws into a Spy. So he decides to flip the Kaiku, and then summon Deco, and attack my Deco. I draw into a Kaiku of my own, and he hits me for 1800, and there's nothing I can do because I have Heavy set. And he banishes both of my Faiths. Still got lights in here, so we're all good. And then I draw on a Duo, which is a really nice draw here. I fire the Heavy, and he decides to Big Brain Ring of Destruction here. He might think that I have, whatchamacallit, he probably thinks I have Stat Steal, so that's why he did that. But that was really good for me. So now I fire Duo, and I get his Spy, and he throws out Faith, so he's left with Chaos Sword. And I banish the dark, banish the light. And I drop the sword. And I summon the Kaiku that I just drew. And I poke over, hit him for 18. So now I've left him with just the Chaos Sword in hand. And top decking. And I banish his Sinister. And I banish his Faith. And I just pass. He draws to another sword. So that's game. He just scoops. So that was wonderful. Now game 3 is when it gets really, really crazy, people. This shit is nuts right here, what this man has. And I still somehow come back. Let's see. He opens Faith, Breaker, Faith, Trap Dust Shoot, Mind Control, and Sinister. He sets a Dust Shoot and sets Sinister and passes. I've got Knock, Upstart, Tsukiyomi, Mind Control, Sinister, and Thunder Dragon. So he decides to send the Sinister back. Okay, that's fine. I discard Thunder Dragon, obviously. And grab 2 more. I fire Upstart and draw into Jar of Greed. And I decide just to knock and not Mind Control because I figure they're going to set a bluff first. And I set Jar of Greed and just pass. He draws to another Faith, so now he's got triple Faith on me. He summons Breaker, and instead of popping, he decides just to go into battle and hit me for 19. Because you see my whole hand. And then main phase 2, he does pop, and I change Jar of Greed. So I draw, which is nice. I draw into a knock. Yeah, another knock I drew. Yep. And he just passes. I draw into Ring of Destruction, which is a really good draw. I summon Tsukiyomi, put the Breaker down, and swing over it. And I set Ring and pass. He draws into a Kaiku here. So he sets the Kaiku, trying to bluff because he knows I have Mind Control. So trying to get some advantage here. I draw into Pot of Greed. I fire the Pot of Greed into Sinister and Chaos Sword. And then I decide just to knock, because I'm like, he's probably nothing for Mind Control. There's no reason to. So I decide to run the Sinister out and hit him for 300 here. put him at 87, and pass. He draws into a duo. Decides to set duo and pass instead of duoing me with my circle on the field. I draw into snatch steal. I tribute the Sinister for Thunder Dragon and hit him for 1600 and pass. He draws into tribe. He decides to trap dust shoot me now. And he picks my mind control, which sucks because he's got triple faith in his hand here. So that's duo number 1. And I discard Thunder Dragon with the mind control. Then he sets a faith and passes. I draw into Upstart Goblin. I get my Sinister back. I fire the Upstart, give him another 1000. And I draw into Kaiku. And I decide to just run the Kaiku out here. And I hit over the faith. And he grabs the duo, so this will be duo number 2. And I hit him for 1800. He has to take it because he has mind control. And I banish both of his monsters. And I just pass. He draws into Graceful Charity. Okay. So this is when all the good shit starts happening. He fires the duo on me, so this is duo number 2 that he plays. He gets my Sinister. And I throw out Tsukiyomi. Then he fires Graceful and draws into Chaos Sword, Regeki Break, and Thunder Dragon. He decides to discard Tribe and discard a Faith. And then he discards Thunder Dragon. And he sets the Faith and sets Regeki Break and passes. I draw into Heavy Storm. So I decide to just go into battle and hit into his monster. It's a Faith. So this is Graceful number 2. And he decides to Regeki Break the Kaiku. So I say, okay, that's fine. Main phase 2, I just pass. He draws into Card Destruction. So he fires Graceful, which is Graceful number 2. He draws Night Assailant, Pot of Greed, and Sangan. He discards Night Assailant and discards Thunder Dragon, and he gets his Faith back. Then he fires Pot of Greed into Heavy and Regeki Break. So the man's got everything on me now. There's literally not much I can do. He drops the Sork, and I decide to not ring here. I just let it go. He banishes my Thunder Dragon. I say, okay, that's fine. Then he fires Card Destruction. So he's played 2 Gracefuls and 2 Duos. And he got my Heavy, Snatch, and Chaos Sword. I draw into Deco, Solemn, and Tribe. He draws into Deco, Night Assailant, Regeki Break, and Deco. He sets the Deco and sets Regeki Break and passes. I draw into Ring of Destruction. Or no, I draw into Solemn Judgment, sorry. I already had Ring of Destruction. I get Sinister back. I'm getting mixed up here. It's getting pretty late. So, I have Solemn, Tribe, Deco, Jar of Greed, and Sinister. So, I decide to just set Jar of Greed, set Solemn, and set Deco and pass. He decides to end phase Regeki Break me, and he hits my Solemn. So, okay, he's getting all my good cards out of there. He gets his Faith back again. So this is like his 6th time or 7th time using Faith. He draws Kaiku for turn. He flips Deco and draws into Skilled Dark Magician. Why he put this in, I have no fucking clue at all. But hey, that's good. He fires Mind Control, gets my Deco, and he draws into Jar of Greed, summons Kaiku, and hits me for 18 and hits me for 14. And then main phase 2 here removes my Deco. He sets Jar of Greed and passes. I draw into Night Assailant. I say, you got anything? He says no. I fire Jar of Greed. And I draw into a Breaker. I run the Tribe out and use Tribe's effect to pop both of the Kaiku and the Chaos Sork. And then I run into the Deco. He takes 200. And I just pass. He draws into a Knock. He fires Jar of Greed and draws into Torrential Tribute. Now he summons the Skilled Dark Magician and tries to run into my Tribe. And I use the Ring of Destruction that I've had set forever and just ring that shit because there's no other time I'm going to ring it. I mean, if he had had BLS there, he would have just won. So now he's at 2200. That's it, and I'm at 1000. He sets torrential and sets knock and passes. I draw into BLS. I get my Sinister back. I decide to summon Breaker, and he has to torrential. And then I just say, you better fucking have it. Summon BLS. Swing for game. He shows me knock. And that is the game, people. Why he did not set Ring of Destruction, I have no fucking clue. Because he could have just beat me there. If he would have set... No. Wait. Yeah. Why did he not set Ring? I have no clue why he didn't set Ring there. That's crazy as shit. Maybe he didn't want to get Heavy, but Heavy's already in the graveyard. I don't know why he didn't set Ring there. That is really freaking weird. Let me write this guy and ask him. Why didn't you set Ring? But anyways, everyone, that is the replay. Crazy ass match. He Graceland me twice, duoed me twice, pot greeted me, card destruction me, hit all my shit, and somehow BLS just dropped and I got him. But y'all hit the like, hit the sub, have a good day or night. Peace out. Bye.